everybody and welcome to my channel. First of all, if you guys have seen my last video, you would have noticed that I have done nothing since then, and I am so sorry. As said in the last video, I had issues. I'm having even more issues now. I can't record anything. It's just so annoying. I can't take my microphone anywhere. I did record one TF2 video and the audio didn't match up. It was just a mess. My whole channel is a mess at the moment, so I'm really sorry about that, guys. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do any gaming videos unless it is like a quick game or a game that is a small series and not just like one that has a huge capacity to it like Minecraft and TF2. But so yeah. Anyways, welcome to the new and improved Nime Gaming, where I don't really game as much. But back onto the subject. So, a couple of days ago, Five Nights at Freddy's 3 came out, featuring the new animatronic called Springtrap. And that's what this video is about. So, without further ado, this is the top 7 facts that we currently know about Springtrap. Before we start, why don't we start talking about who Springtrap is first? Springtrap is the main antagonist of Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Much like previous games, he will try and get into your office. With the introduction of a second layer of vents, the player must watch out for Springtrap when the audio cue for the vents is being played. Allowing Springtrap to go through the vents lets him get to you faster, resulting in a very annoying game over screen. Okay, let's get started. Number 1. Springtrap is also Spring Bonnie. If you've watched YouTubers or played the game yourself, you would have heard how the Phone Guy training audio tracks continue to play throughout all the nights after Phone Dude begins to play them on night 2. Throughout all these audio tapes, Phone Guy not only mentions that there are two wearable mascot costumes, but also mentions how the Spring Bonnie animatronic was moved. Springtrap looks a lot like an old-fashioned Bonnie animatronic, possibly from the same time period as Golden Freddy. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Using this information and logic and just examining the suit with our eyes, Springtrap is in fact Spring Bonnie. Number 2. It's a trap. The name Springtrap should have automatically sent flashing red lights towards everybody's screens. Obviously, not everybody got the message until bits of clues and evidence in the final release of Five Nights at Freddy's 3 were uncovered. Coming back to the training audio, Phone Guy mentions how in a sister restaurant, the Springlock mascot costumes were playing up and beginning to get dangerous towards employees and customers alike. He stated that you should never nudge, move, or breathe on the Springlocks in the likely case that they will break open and pierce your skin. He also comments about how you should try and move away from the populated areas before you bleed out, or in most common words, die. In those suits, there wouldn't be much room to move, and if you were unassisted or alone, you would most likely be trapped and left to die. And this brings me to my next point. Number 3. Purple Guy is inside Springtrap. This is one of the most confusing theories or facts that many just can't seem to grasp and understand. After completing the 5th night, regardless of whether you get the bad ending or the good ending, you will be greeted with yet another minigame. This time you're playing as a crying child. Make your way up to the purple guy and you will see him trembling in fear. Or is that anger? Anyways, chase him around a few times and he will plunk his way into what seems like a collapsed suit to what we see as Springtrap. Purple Guy then gets up suddenly and laughs before what seems like blood spraying out of the suit before he collapses to the floor in a slumped position. We assume that because Purple Guy laughed, he breathed into the Springlocks, which, well, sealed his fate. Literally. We never see him get out. Purple Guy is there without assistance. Once again, bringing in that golden word, trapped. Now let's bring in some images. When you open the game on PC, it is possible that you will get one of 3 rare screenshots. The first being Springtrap with his mouth open, second being Springtrap beginning to take his own head off, then Springtrap further taking off his head but from a different angle. By examining these pictures, we can see what seems to be a human skull with flesh pierced by metal rods, right through the lower jaw, through the top lip, up through the eye sockets. And not only do the eyes appear to be human with blood veins, but there are teeth. Actual human teeth. I think it is safe to assume that Purple Guy has been in that suit for a very long time. Now the only question remains, how is the suit moving if the person inside is dead? Number 4. Springtrap survived. After completing the dreaded Nightmare mode, also previously called Night 6, you are faced with a newspaper instead of a check like in previous games. This newspaper is your ordinary article about some tragic story in the Times. In the middle is an article called It Burns, surrounded by other articles that have been blurred out, ironically about how Scott actually made and thought about certain aspects of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. In the main article, we see a picture of a Freddy Fazbear figurine. The text connected to the article states, "A new local attraction based on an ancient pizzeria chain burned down overnight. Authorities have not ruled out foul play, but at the moment it seems to have been caused by faulty wiring. Very little was found at the scene. The few items that were salvaged will be sold at public auction." Many fans speculated that this newspaper couldn't just be a newspaper. Oh no, they went to hell and brightened it up to hell. Good thing they did, because check out what's in the background. Springtrap. Not only did Springtrap survive, but this is just giving us even more questions. Like how? Why? Where did he go next? Was he the cause of it all? And also, did the night guard survive? Our mystery night guard. Overnight means that the night guard we were working as would have been inside the attraction. Did he survive? Did he or she survive as well? And the big one. Does this mean that there will be a Five Nights at Freddy's 4? I really hope so. But all may or may not be revealed soon. Number 5. Springtrap is almost human. This one may or may not be debated about. We already know that Purple Guy has been stuck in that suit for some time now, at the least 30 years. He should most certainly be dead, if not from blood loss or shock, but from starvation and infections. So what makes this animatronic seem so human? I'll tell you why. His movements. Springtrap has certain features that make him different from the other animatronics. Spring locks and decaying bodies may be one thing, but behavior and movements are another. When the normal animatronics come into the office, they do it in a systematic animatronic way. But with Springtrap, no. He comes in like a curious little bugger. He peers at you curiously. He doesn't just look at you, no. He stares and moves in like a human, crouching and moving forward. If this ain't enough, the way he walks past your monitor and windows sometimes is like a human, swaying his arms side to side. We don't really see the animatronics moving apart from when we see jump scares, hallucinations in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and when Foxy runs in Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Foxy runs with his arms spread, they don't move. The same with Freddy's hallucination in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, when he comes across the window with him limping. His arms don't move there either. Whereas with Springtrap, his arms are always moving with the opposite leg. Now let's talk about the actual suit. Springtrap is so far the only animatronic to have 5 fingers, and most probably, since he's a mascot costume, that can be worn by a human. People have 5 fingers, right? That's not just me. Okay, good. Moving on. Number 6. Springtrap is moved by sound. I personally noticed this one while watching Markiplier play the game. He too figured this out during his playthrough much earlier than I did. But Springtrap is in fact lured around the attraction by sound. We use the balloon's high hellos and giggles to move him around the attraction into different rooms. Why he does this is unknown. Like the last fact we stated about how Springtrap is almost human, who exactly is in charge here? Who is commanding how they move? Is it Purple Guy or Springtrap? As an animatronic would be programmed to walk like an animatronic, and a human would be guided like a human. Whichever the case may be, either, one of them, or both of them, are looking for children. Number 7. And coming in at number 7, we have the discovery. This is how Springtrap was found by the attraction owners. Assume that on the morning of Purple Guy's death, the owners of the restaurant or diner found him dead in the safe room. Many speculate that this is actually the kitchen, but this is debunked since they don't look like stoves. They're arcades. Deal with it. I'm sorry, this is a whole other theory. Anyways, so what do? Clean it? There would be too much blood and flesh on the suit. So what are they best at doing? Covering it up. They did it with Phone Guy's death, they can do it again. But since they don't have the technology they did in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, they have to do it a different way. In this situation, since there would be literally blood and flesh everywhere, they cover up the whole room, and to avoid any suspicion and to stop anyone from taking people into the safe rooms again and possibly killing them, they cover up all the safe rooms in the diners. Years and years and years later, the people at Fazbear Fright attraction open the secret safe rooms and find Springtrap, probably taking him straight to the attraction where they tried the animatronic out for the first time in how many years by switching it to animatronic mode. Remember, Springtrap is a two-way suit, animatronic and costume. Anyways, assume that the attraction owners do or don't look at the security tapes after night 2. If they did look at it, all they would most likely see is an animatronic trying to kill the player, right? Nope, wrong. As the player, your job is to stay alive by guiding Springtrap with the sound. All the owners would see is the animatronic going back and forth. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button and comment below. If you want me to make more Five Nights at Freddy's or fact videos in the future, go ahead and subscribe. If you guys think there is a fact that I didn't cover that should be in this video, comment it below. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'm Nime, and you're gaming good. See ya. With all this anger, guilt, and sadness, falling too hungry forever. I can't wait for the clean for me and the forever. Is this revenge I'm seeking, or seeking someone to avenge me? Stuck in an old paradox, I wanna set myself free. Maybe I should chase and find it.